It's time to make a big pot of Sunday gravy with meatball, sausage, brasciole, and boneless pork ribs. Cuciniamo. Hello everyone, it's Sunday, June 14th. It's Flag Day. I'm wearing my American-born shirt with my Italian roots at the bottom. Welcome to Cuciniamo with Johnny V. I am Johnny V, and today I am making Sunday gravy. Yes, gravy. That's what we call it here where I grew up. So do this once a quarter because of the fact that I make a whole big pot of gravy with meat in it, typically meatballs and sausage, but today I'm doing meatballs. I'm also doing some, along with sausage, and I'm doing some pork ribs, boneless pork ribs, as well as some brasciole. So this is what I'm using. I use muti primarily for my gravy, and I'm going to start with making the gravy. This is actually, even though it's 4 containers, it totals about 5 pounds of meatloaf mix, or what you would call pork veal and beef. So that's what I make my meatballs out of. And I'm going to do this in stages, but it'll be all one video. So let's get started with putting the gravy on, the tomatoes on. Okay, so I've got my big pot heating up. I'm going to add some olive oil to it. Let that olive oil heat up, and then we'll add some chopped up onions and saute them. In goes the onions. This is a half of onion chopped up. Gonna just let them saute for a couple minutes. Next, I'm going to add in about 4 cloves of minced garlic. Okay, now we're going to add our tomatoes. Like I said, I use muti. This is crushed tomatoes. I've got 7 cans of crushed tomatoes that I'm going to pour in. And here's the trick: if you're pouring in tomatoes in a can so it doesn't splash, pour it over a spoon, and it won't splash. I'm going to empty these out. I'm going to put all cans in there. I also have 3 cans of whole tomatoes that I pureed that are going to go in there as well. So let me put these tomatoes in, and then I'll show you the next step. Now I'm going to add in the tomatoes that I pureed. Again, these are the muti whole peeled tomatoes that I use, and I pureed them. So I'm going to add those in. I'm going to rinse the cans out with a little bit of water and pour that in there as well. So I just poured a little bit of water in one of the cans and then swished it around and then poured it into the next can, did the same thing. I didn't fill up each can with water. I just filled out about a half a can, 1 can with water. Now it's time to season it. Add some salt. I am going to add some more garlic. This is granulated garlic, because even though I have garlic in there, fresh garlic, this the dry garlic and the dry onion powder seems to add a little more flavor because it's a little bit stronger. Just going to add that. Some pepper. And we'll mix that around, and then I'll throw in some basil, and then we'll let this simmer. And the next step, then I'm going to cook the meat, adding in the fresh basil. I have about 5 leaves of basil. I'm just going to break up, put in here. And as I said, this is I make this about every 3 months because it turns out to have like quarts of this, like big containers of it with the meat in it and the gravy, and we use that, you know, freeze it and use it when we need it. And that's that. We're going to let this simmer on low, and then I'll make the meat.